Okay, so I think the recording started now. Let me pull up the video.
Okay.
Let me double check the OBS. Yes, I can. Okay, that's coming up.
Uh,
Hey, oh, where did you guys come from? I only just started the recording. You
I have
didn't
my
miss
coffee,
anything.
I have my chair, and I have my leather pants that make my ass look sexy. Let's do this.
Yes, you were working on that for about a week.
Yes, I was. Well,
Hello,
no, we've been talking about this for about 4 days, so it hasn't been quite a week.
hello everybody. I'm Blackendrose, and this is my special guest, the advisor for our team. How would you like to name yourself?
EvilDeathAzul or just Azul.
Okay, I'll call you Azul if I ever use your name in the video.
Yeah. Basically, I'm the guy who's in charge of the lists.
Yep, he does the research and he spends a lot of time getting trophies.
You should see you should see my Assassin's Creed 3 trophies.
Oh
That
God.
was a bitch to get.
Yes, I know. We've spoken about that behind the scenes, which is exactly what this series is called.
Yeah, this is legitimately is behind the scenes, so I might as well bring it up anyway.
Yes, let's bring up the series that you're all watching now. Oh, this is going to be fun. It's it's listed as a slightly over 1 hour video, so settle in, people.
Yeah, there's not going to be quite as short as the last one.
Well, I mean, if it gets too long, then I'll break it up into parts. Yep. Anyway, I should probably start the video.
Yep.
Yes. This
Hair graphics.
Ah,
Hair
yes.
graphics.
This was a release title for the PS3. This is Heavenly Swords.
I never played it myself, but I do remember when it came. Like, I do remember. I've heard of the game. I've seen bits and pieces of gameplay, but I never really had the time to play it myself. For one, I didn't have a PS3 when the PS3 launched, so and for a few years after, I own one now.
I actually got this with the PS3. When the PS3 released, I got this with it, and I didn't start playing it until I joined the team.
There's a lot of games I didn't play until I joined the scene.
You know,
team.
You know the reason why I got this was simply because they said it was like Devil May Cry.
And I know for a fact you are a big Devil May Cry fan.
I'm a reasonable Devil May Cry. I haven't played like the newest ones, but I was a fan back in the day. Like, I've played first, second, third, fourth.
I've seen, as I said, I've seen bits and pieces. Like, I'm not good at Devil May Cry myself. I've played the game. I do think they're good games. I'm just not really good at it, which is rare for me to say because I'm a pretty decent gamer. Considering
the trophies that you get, that doesn't surprise me. I will say that this video is made up of a lot of edited footage, because it's made up of two. Well, actually, it's only one listing, and funnily enough, the application that I did, this was one of the videos I submitted. This
was basically one of his videos that basically got him on the team.
Because I did 2 videos, and then I was asked for a third, and this was the third. And then, of course, a little bit later, there was a listing for this game, and I still had it all set up, so I was like, hey, why not? Might be a bit choppy, because it's my early work.
Yeah. No, it's fine. We're not sending it to Tats. Yet. You never know.
Well, I did speak to her a couple of days ago about this series, and like I'm not gonna like do any foreboding on it or like promise anything, but she did express interest in this.
So there's a possibility that she may end up actually being a guest on here as well.
Yep. It'd be the most famous person I've ever had on this channel.
To be fair, okay, so I want to give a bit of background on me and Black, a little bit on me and Black. We both are very similar, like eerily, disturbingly similar.
Yeah, I've heard that from 1 or 2 people now, yourself included, and even I've sort of thought that. It's like, it's really quite weird how similar we are.
It's actually one of the reasons how Tats ended up just asking for me to join the team. Was I joined the fan server, and I just started talking to people, especially during we have a tab called community therapy, and I just started helping people. And then Tats contacted me, and yeah, lo and behold, I started out as just a fan.
So did I, to be honest. Like, when I started out, I only found out that Tuts had a channel on Discord after being a fan on the YouTube channel for like a year or two, and then I just sort of joined up. I remember I actually started talking to her when she said something about showing off the crew too, and I just sort of joined in, was like, hey, I'll screen share with you, and then started talking, got on well. Then they put out the applications for gameplay recorders, and here I am.
Yeah.
8 months later.
Ironically, Tats actually has been having me play the crew 2 with her. I'm not great at all.
I never actually played it with her. I think the only thing I've played with her is Visceral Cleanup Detail and Starbound.
Yeah.
Which has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Tats is one of the best people to play games with.
Yeah, she is like a lot of fun. But obviously we don't want to. No,
we're not going to go too much into detail.
Too much into that because we're talking about other people, and we have. Oh look, we have a game going on. But
yeah.
I forgot we had a game.
This actually does remind me a little bit of a mix. It's actually a mixture of two, of Devil May Cry and a little bit of Bayonetta, actually.
Yes, I was like this. Well, I mean, this was. I suppose this was kind of like Bayonetta before Bayonetta, because like it's the strong female character doing the Devil May Cry sort of thing.
Well, at least her hair's not doing anything this time.
Oh, don't worry. this is early PS3. Like
they haven't discovered it yet.
You'll probably also notice as well that I do pretty crap at this sometimes. Part of that was for the video. Part of that was
it was requirement.
Well, the actual requirement was to show off the guards. So I had to get.
So you're just keeping them alive as long as possible.
Yeah, well, I'm letting them strike so that I can show them off a bit. The guarding in this is really weird. It basically consists of don't attack. Like, all you got to do is just like not move when they attack. But if they use a heavy attack, they can stammer you if you guard.
Yeah.
And if they use a red attack, then it will actually damage you anyway. So you have
basically kind of like Soul Calibur's ultimate.
Effectively, yeah. So you have to avoid it. The weapon you have, the Heavenly Sword, has 3 separate modes, which is like a large blade, a double blade, and a sort of what's the? It's like mace, but what is it?
Flail.
Flail. That's it.
Flail.
I only remember that because we had that conversation about. We had that conversation about mace. Oh yeah, there it is. Mace and flail.
Yeah, we had that whole conversation for one of our lists. It was so stupid.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. You'll notice that I'm getting hit with arrows.
Yes.
Apparently, you can deflect those arrows just by swinging the flail around.
You're just not pulling it off.
Well, I do start pulling it off a bit later, but I didn't quite work out that was a thing you had to do.
It was something you discovered in game.
And as you can see, they sort. Oh dear.
Great animation, Sony.
They also just sort of do like a, hey look, they're glowing when they're about to attack.
Yeah, that actually kind of reminds me of, the Assassin's Creed thing where you see the symbol above their head. Hey, we're going to attack you now.
Yeah, the counter mechanics in this are very Assassin's Creed / Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Where like they glow, you press the counter button, and then you counter them.
Don't quote me on this, but I believe that's because they use the similar physics engine.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like I say, this was a launch title for the PS3, so
yeah.
There's probably a lot of things they did in this that was like fairly. Oh, here we see one of the elements I hate about this game, and also something that occurred a lot in launch titles: 6-axis controls.
The only game I can think of that I really want to try that actually used it.
Look at this. This is 6-axis controls. You got to use that shield to hit that shield to bounce off it to hit the other one.
Hey, Captain America. Marvel, don't sue. No, the only game I think that really pulled that off was this is a really strange one, but the Spider-Man 3 PS3 game.
Yes, I remember that one.
You know, the one where it became the biggest meme if you failed that QTE.
Ah, yes.
And the woman goes, "I'm gonna die."
Yeah, I've seen that meme. Oh, he's a boss. Listen to that voice, which you can't hear.
I can't hear. We're having audio issues, people.
Yeah,
I can't hear.
you might have to watch it back, but it's the most squeaky voice you can hear.
Oh God.
Perhaps you're here looking for your father.
I didn't know your hair could grow that
I know.
Near
Like,
your ears. That is some interesting hair.
yeah, this is before they could get hair physics right.
Yeah, no, I like right there, like hair not going through the sword. Yeah.
I like how we just sort of ignored the fact that they just had his face on the screen because of her hair.
Yeah. Well, no, I did pay it. That's what I was pointing out was when his face was on screen, his hair, like originally we were talking about it, his hair is going, like, it's not coming from his ears, but it's pretty damn close. It's just weird. I do like the fighting mechanic. It's not like, yeah, it does, because I played Devil May Cry 4 a little bit. It does play a little bit like Devil May Cry, but it doesn't, the fighting is not too much like it. There are a couple of other action games I could think of, or I can't remember at the moment because I just, like, legitimately just woke up.
Yeah, nothing like your father.
Close up.
As much spirit as a dead
How effective is a single breastplate?
spirit.
I'm just saying.
Yes. Yeah. It's like
People do
that.
not think of armor design.
It's like those memes you find about that, where it's just like they have a woman wearing just like a bikini as a breastplate.
Scandalous outfit.
Yeah. You'll notice in the oh yeah, there it is.
Nice.
On the top left is like a charge-up bar, and when it goes all the way up, you can do a special move, and that was one of the flail ones where you just jump on someone and slide around on them.
Yeah, I did watch the intro, like like around the first level of the game, and I do remember seeing the special, and I also like the effectiveness of the throws. Those are really fun.
I don't want to be next.
And he just kills one of them.
I don't think he killed. I think the shelf killed him.
Well, he just sort of threw him into the ring, and he just sort of fell onto the shelf.
Are we good to swear in this?
Oh, I can't get monetized in this, and I said that about 4 times in my last behind the scenes.
Well, I didn't. You see, I watched the one with crime.
Yeah, that was
But
fun.
I don't think I didn't watch the one after that because honestly I've not had time.
Yeah, that's the one I did with Cookie 82.
Yeah, it was actually around that time is when you actually asked if I wanted to help you with this project. I remember that, and
Well,
I'm getting
raped and pillaged in the corner.
man.
Yeah. Oh, hello. I appear to have picked up a corpse. Yeah, that's one of the things you can do. You can pick up objects in the arena and throw them at people.
Including other people.
Yes, you can.
They have to be dead, but it still counts.
One of the things I did like about this is that the combat is very fluid.
Yeah,
but
it feels.
The trouble
like
is that it doesn't have a lock on.
Yeah, yeah.
So. Oh. Okay.
Where Devil May Cry is very fast, it's very stiff as well. That's what I
Yeah.
mean with Devil May Cry, but this actually looks like a faster version of Assassin's Creed's fighting style.
Yeah,
Like,
I think they sort of
right down to
merged.
the counter mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was around the time like the first Assassin's Creed was
Yeah,
around.
Tell me.
Yeah, because
Do you know
God
how
damn,
to
that game
die?
had stiff controls. What is going on with his wings thingies?
Yeah, his blade things.
They were just kind of flashing.
Oh, I guess we don't get to see the boss fight. I guess I must have cut that bit out.
We were saving it for later, but we didn't find it. We didn't find it.
Well,
useful.
the thing is that I didn't need the boss fights for the listing, so I don't think there are any.
It was the guards.
Although to
One
be
of the
fair, the
guards.
boss fights did mostly consist of fighting a bunch of guards and then generally just like a boss fight afterwards. One of them was really horrible. It was basically just like a fish woman.
So, this mechanic with the orbs, what is that, a rating system kind of thing? How well you did at the end of the level?
Kind of, yes. There's like a bar at the bottom of the screen that fills up as you go through each segment, and it's based on if you got the additional collectible bits, how stylish your fighting was, how well you did, and basically at certain points it triggers like an orb.
Yeah.
And then if you get it maxed up, then for that segment you get like a +3 score, you could say. It was basically just a mechanic they put in to entice replay.
That makes sense. I'm trying to so one of the ways I do research, I'm not going to get too into it, but I will say a little bit. So the couple things I do is I'll do one of three things. One, I will play the game myself and try to 100% it to the best of my ability. Two, I will go on YouTube and look up 100% runs. I've not been able to find a 100% run of this game.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Three, I do a wiki search. Ironically, given that as unreliable as wikis people say, they are actually fairly reliable.
To be fair, like that is true. Like I've actually submitted to wikis before. The main ones I've done is XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, where I did, for the most part, the profiles for the Chosen. And on Cultist Simulator, where I wrote how you win the game.
They don't need hints. Let's just give them the full fucking thing.
To be fair, that game is cryptic as fuck.
No, that's understandable. There are a lot of games that are really, really difficult. I just actually got one for my Switch that is like this game where you play as this... I shit you not, you play as this bit in code.
I think... I have a feeling I know what that game is.
Let me point out the fact, I know jack about it, about code. Like, I did a little coding back a couple of years ago, but this is like, you don't actually do coding in it. You play as this @ symbol.
Yeah.
And you just go from one end to the level to the next. The problem is, it doesn't really tell you what to do.
Oh, I love games like that. It's like, hey, here's the game, work it out.
Use the jump program or use the swap program, but it doesn't tell you how to use them or what they are. It's just this these lines of code on the right side of the screen.
Oh dear. Fun fact: I've actually done like a little bit of stuff in Game Maker before, as well as a visual novel studio. Like, I actually worked out how to make those. I was actually quite good at it. I even developed QuickTime events.
That's impressive.
In a visual novel, which is interesting. I never pursued. It was kind of like a project I was doing for one of my friends to sort of turn their webcomic into a visual novel, which it might still happen. I'm still in talks with them. We're sort of trying to decide what to do with that, because she's really interested in it. And if she's watching this video, she knows exactly who I'm talking about.
I'm glad she does, because I have no damn idea.
Well, I'm just going to say it. Her name is Regina Sirens. She's a YouTuber, but she's been doing webcomics for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did a little test project with it, and surprisingly enough, it worked.
Yeah. I'm picky about visual comics or visual novels. Visual comics. That'll be what it comes to next.
Yeah.
There are certain ones
is this it? Oh, here we go.
I remember this throw. That was one of the first throws you have in the game.
That wasn't the special move I was thinking it was. There's a brilliant one that I actually kept in the original video, which is all I can say is it's the Nutcracker, and you'll find out why.
I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking. You can actually perform it at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, like I actually did it on this level.
I looked at it. I'll wait till it actually happens. But I looked at it, and the amount of ridiculous force required to pull the throw off.
It is ridiculous in its
I get
completion.
it's a video game. That's what yes, this is a video game. It's unrealistic. It's supposed to be. But there are still standards.
That's one of the things that people often say to me. Is like when I say, "Oh, I like a bit of realism in my games." It's like, "Oh, so you want like breathing. You want like nutrition in games." Like, well, I like a bit of extra realism in my games. Like if I'm playing Minecraft,
savage.
Yeah, you do get a little bit overboard sometimes. But I mean, in games like Minecraft, I like having a bit of extra realism in it.
Yeah, but Minecraft is supposed to be... Sorry, I didn't mean to make noises. Minecraft is supposed to be kind of a realistic game, even despite the fact that it is actually a fantasy game.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a fantasy game.
Yes, it is. I mean, let's face it, it's basically just a digital take on Lego.
Yes.
Before Lego did it. Made the Lego games.
Which ironically are really popular. I think the only one I don't like is superheroes, Marvel superheroes too.
I think I only played the Star Wars ones.
I actually got tats. Yeah, I split that. We may have to cut that.
I may have to edit that bit out. For those, I mean, for those of you who didn't hear it, sorry, but you're not gonna hear it.
Well, all you really need to do is like.
I'll just snip that. I'll just like snip that bit out and like mute the audio for that bit. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so one of the things I got Tats to do is I actually showed her Lego Star Wars 3. I've not played the game myself, but I'm a big Lego game fan. Yeah, I may have created a monster. I will say, I mean, as far as creating a monster goes, I actually created a model for SCP-173 in Minecraft. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Every man who watched that just winced.
I became a eunuch.
I think half the world just became a eunuch. There's an earthquake in China that felt that.
Lying down, get up and kill her, you coward!
Oh, there we go. That was the end of the level. I think I probably did another cut at this point because I got what I needed out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry people, it's not gonna be quite an hour. I fucked up.
Oh no, I'm unlikely to cut the entire bit out. I'm just gonna cut out the moment where you said thing.
Yeah, said thing, yeah.
That is an ugly face. Like, I'm just gonna say.
That's also isn't that the antagonist?
Yeah, that's the main antagonist.
This is an example of a game. Are we good for spoilers?
For a game like this, yes.
Okay, this is a game where 2 things happen. 1, you die at the end.
Yes. I knew that before
and 2,
I got
the
into
antagonist, this. Yes. 2, well, yeah, and same thing if you played it. The antagonist wins at the end.
Yep.
This is really a rare example. It's actually a good concept that's not done very often, and I'm glad it's not done very often because it would.
Well, like, the thing is that, like, you can there are. I mean, if you take moral choices in games, then you can have the villain. Oh god, yeah. I apologise for the choppiness of this bit. This is the other gameplay mechanic of using a strange crossbow.
Yeah, you're playing as not the. She's not her sister, but
no, but
she's one of her
like childhood friend. And here we go with 6-axis again.
I used to be a hero.
Yeah,
I used to be an adventurer until I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one bit I hated, and this is also where the other listing comes from.
Well, there goes his nipple.
And there goes his crotch.
I was thinking, oh god, you're gonna do it, aren't you?
Yeah, of course I did it.
So, what were the? Okay, I'm pretty sure like we can let off a couple list names. We're not gonna let off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't want to lose my job. There's another Nero. What were the lists that you were recording for?
Well, obviously it was the guard for my application, and this one was crossbows.
Okay.
The key element of this crossbow thing is it has the 6-axis control on it, so you can guide the arrow during flight.
Yeah, but early game 6-axis was not.
Yes, as you're seeing.
It's not perfect.
No, to
Nice
say it's
job.
not perfect is like saying that Donald Trump is a little bit off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that.
Oh, topical. That'll date the episode.
Well, no, it's just.
Yeah,
like,
we won't get political.
like with some of our YouTube, with some of our because I'm one of the guys who actually does comments on that channel. I try to keep politics out of everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I
keep reminding people to do it, especially with one of our most recent lists.
Oh yeah, I mean, I won't like bring that stuff to like the official channel and stuff like that. I mean, I mean, this behind the scenes stuff is just us arsing about, or basically watching me arse about.
Yeah, well, like.
But I mean, there's certain things I don't like to bring up, like religion, politics, and like the controversial
stuff. Yeah, I'm about to say they got it right in LA Noire, where in order for people to stay friends, they avoid topics like politics and religion. And that's just the same for me.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfect, like I don't tend to get serious on that stuff. Like I'll mention it for satire. But I won't ever like sort of get into like really heavy like debates on it, because it's a very controversial subject, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
I love the fact that
that was over dramatic death.
I love the fact you just hit a guy with an arrow there, and he just goes, "That hurt." I also love the
funny.
I love the fact that this is just a child doing this.
This will not be the first game where a child kills someone. I mean, definitely not going to be last.
Oh yeah, it's not the case of just a child killing someone, but just a child mass murdering some people. Trained guards, I must add.
Yeah, this is genocide.
Also, I'm not quite sure why that guy approached me sword raised and then decided to turn around.
You'd think the clan leader would think this girl is a little too dangerous.
Yeah, you don't actually have a melee attack as this girl. You just sort of have I forgot that was in that.
Did you seriously shoot him up the ass?
Yep. I forgot that was in that.
That kind of reminds me of Medal of Honor Rising Sun. It's an old game I played on the PS2. You actually get bonus points for shooting a Japanese soldier in the crotch. Let me point out the fact, nothing against Japanese thing, it's just a game.
It's kind of like Scarface, where you get bonus points for shooting people in the left and right nut.
Yeah. You get points for shooting a soldier in the nuts, and their animation is absolutely hilarious. They actually grab their crotch, look up to you, kind of give me this face on why would you do that, and then fall over. That breastplate
does
really
not help.
You're a piece of work.
I actually do remember playing that Scarface game. I played a little bit of it. I think I did. I did a couple of the drug trafficking missions, and then I kind of. It was actually owned by my stepdad, so.
I absolutely loved that game.
It really is GTA-esque.
The trouble is that I've tried to get an emulator to work for it. I cannot for the life of me get one to work.
It pushes the PS2. It pushes the PS2.
Yeah, I just cannot.
Like trying to emulate Shadow of the Colossus, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work for love nor money. Like, I mean, I've told you this before. I've got a CDI emulator to work, and that was an arsehole. But I can't get a bloody PS2 version of Scarface to work.
Because let's see, PS2.
Oh, there it is.
Like, there's Left Nut.
Oh, down it goes.
Mid animation. Yeah, no, I remember. But the funny thing is, so, like, in the movie, nice job, by the way.
No, there's a reason for that, because more soldiers started showing up.
Spawned. So in the movie, Scarface basically gets killed after the scene where he says, "Say hello to my little friend."
Yep.
The game is a what-if situation if he actually survived.
Yeah, like, it literally starts where Scarface ended. And he just got a scar in his face.
Yeah.
That armor does not help at all. Like,
no, it is shit. It is shit. Like, if we ever make a list for shit armor, it's gonna be
well, I must point out that for some reason, gameplay mechanics, when you use the 6-axis for the crossbow, it's an instant kill no matter where you hit them.
Well, like, there was that big guard who actually had physical armor on.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can only hit him in the head.
Aesthetic.
Yeah. There's a strange bit in this where you can actually use the 6-axis to guide cannonballs.
That's beyond. You remember that movie Wanted?
Yes.
It's pretty much what they're pushing for.
Oh dear. Well, the thing is, again, this was a launch title for the PS3, and of course the 6-axis was the new thing to sort of compete with the Wii. And it's just like, hey, we've got motion controls. We're gonna milk the crap out of it, despite the fact that it has no presence in this game.
No.
Like, the only times
presence is aiming, but I bet you if you had 6-axis, does this game require 6-axis?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, yes. Because
I remember.
I was just sort of thinking that the crossbow segments kind of do, but like some of the puzzles require you to do some really strange things.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing this scene again.
We're doing this again. Why did you re-record it?
I think this is because I need to get more footage of the fighting. That's why I was saying that this was likely to be quite choppy.
Yeah.
Because it's me stitching together two completely different listings for the same game. Because individually they wouldn't have made a video.
Yeah. Okay, so from what as I said, I've only seen a little bit of this game. Like, I think you were defending the fortress at the beginning was where I stopped. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think she's very bright at all.
No. Like, there are questions about, like, yeah, there are questions.
Because, like, from what I see, she decided to go after a sword that everybody tells her not to touch, and that she knows it will kill her, and lo and behold, that's what it does.
I think what they're implying, and I will say badly implying, is that they're basically going, hey, like, we're up a creek without a paddle with this massive army coming at us. Here's this great powerful sword. I'm gonna, like, give myself up to try and save my people. And as you can see by my fighting here, I'm not doing a good job of that.
I was gonna be nice about it, but if you want to insist.
Oh, I beat myself up all the time. More so than these guards do.
Yeah.
I mean, although, to be fair, again, this was me showcasing the guards.
You were showcasing. You weren't being completely serious.
I was literally told by, I think it was Crime, actually, who basically told me to let them get some hits on me.
That's pretty much one of the rules when we're trying I'm privy to gameplay recorder stuff, so.
Well, yeah, you're the team's advisor. You're privy to a lot of the gameplay recorder stuff.
Yeah, it's script and other stuff I'm not. But with the gameplay recorder, so this I'm going to talk about it because it is part of my job.
Well, I mean, it's part of my job as well, so
yeah,
we're both in the same boat there.
That's one of the fact both of us tend to actually coincide on the same projects.
More or less, yeah. Like we tend to sort of talk about some of the stuff that we're sort of looking at with the games.
Stuff we need to record, stuff that sometimes I actually come to the record. It's usually the recorders. Sometimes a couple voice overs. I request assistance with list entries.
Well, I think that's fair because like most of the gameplay recorders have a long history of playing games.
Yes.
I mean, I've played games since I was about like 3, so.
Same here. I'm going on 21 years now. I played my first game at 3.
Yeah.
Sega Genesis.
Well, I mean, I'm going on like 32. So.
Yeah. You're a little older than I am too, so that gives you experience. But like at the same time, I don't record. I don't have the equipment for it. I want to, and once I do get the stuff needed, I'm probably going to talk to Dakota about it. Another team member. We're going to leave that. We're not going to talk too much about her.
My boss.
But, yeah, his boss and lead gameplay recorder. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it at that.
One of the things I do is I will have, because I don't just trust my own instincts when it comes to lists, I usually come to other people, especially when we were doing my first list, which was the top 60 bosses, or hardest bosses.
Ah, yes, I remember that.
I came to you a couple times.
Well, we had a group conversation with, I think it was you, me, and Tuts, I think it was.
Yeah, you, me, Tuts. I think possibly Clive. I don't remember.
Well, I think there may have been other people involved that sort of came and went.
Yeah, but it was mainly me, you, and Tats.
Well, I mean, it was the first listing it wasn't the first listing I went live on. The first one for that was Scary Levels and Games.
Yeah.
Because I did a penumbra listing on there because one of the other ones got taken away. And that was sort of a jump into the breach sort of thing. But the actual first... Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Those 3 guys attack you at the exact same time in complete synchronization.
I know. The AI has a bit of an interesting thing with that, where when it tries to do group attacks, it looks like synchronized sword fighting.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
But, yeah, the first actual listing... Yeah, there we go. The first actual listing that I did work for, and actually the first video I submitted, was for the hardest boss fights, and the first one was actually Yellow Devil.
Yeah, I remember ranking that. We actually put it up. I think we put it up higher than I originally put it. No, we kept it.
I think the thing is, like, the argument is that it's not a difficult boss fight, but it's difficult the first time you face it.
Yeah, because, so I'm going to do a little explanation. The way it works is the Yellow Devil goes from one side of the screen, kind of pixelating himself from one side of the screen to the other, but the pixels can hurt you. And then he will attack, and then he does it again. It's rinse and repeat. But it's a pattern. And once you have that pattern, the boss is legitimately easy.
Oh, yeah, like...
Which is why
I actually challenged myself deliberately to do it using only the Mega Buster. Like, I didn't have to do that, but I did that for the video just to make a point.
I also know because of the requirements, the requirements were not to beat the boss too quickly, so you had to take some hits anyway.
Well, yes and no. Like, some of the hits I took were legit.
I do understand that because it's still a hard to dodge.
It is a tricky boss fight, but it becomes so much easier once you know the pattern. And because I've done it so many times, like, the pattern is locked in my muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly. It's like whenever I'm playing Assassin's Creed 3, once you memorize patterns of certain enemies, it's just much easier.
Which is more than can be said for the hardest boss fight of Mike Tyson.
There is a trick, but you have like less than a second to pull it off, and it's whenever Mike Tyson blinks.
I know. I found that out. Like, if you time that just right.
Did you do the recording for Mike Tyson?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. I remember that. Yeah. Mike. Let's point out the fact Mike Tyson's very high on that list.
Yes, I think it was like number 4 on the list.
Yeah. Mike Tyson is very difficult. Even Mike Tyson himself couldn't beat him.
I mean, I'm gonna reveal a spoiler there. I had to use save states to beat him.
I'm not surprised.
Like, I had save states in the game
gone.
every time I did something. Every time I made progress.
Yeah.
Like, cause like the first 90 seconds is instant knockout hits.
Yes. And then afterwards, he still does a significant amount of damage.
Well, I mean, his damage becomes more reasonable, but his moves are so quick.
They're fast. They're
And-
extremely fast.
and
his blink is fast too.
Yes. If you get the blink wrong, he goes into a rush.
Yes.
Now-
and it's really hard to dodge.
Well, the thing is that the thing with the rush is you can't really dodge it, but you can block it. And if he will throw 6 punches, and if you block them all, he'll stop the rush. If you get hit once, he will do an unlimited rush.
Which will basically, if you don't pull the dodge off or pull the block off fast enough, is an instant kill.
Yeah, pretty much. So he is absolutely relentless. But I mean, I've actually watched people spend hours upon hours. I mean, it took me 3 hours to do that. 3 hours of recording with save states to get the TKO.
Is there any other way to knock him out? I think the TKO is.
No, you can win if you get a high enough score by the end of the 3rd round.
Yeah.
But if you don't get a high enough score, then it doesn't matter how many times you've knocked him down. If your score isn't high enough, he still wins.
Yeah.
Everyone still playing and get up.
But yeah,
man.
I mean, Mike Tyson is definitely like legendary for his difficulty.
Yeah. And I still found people get angry at me at this, and I'm willing to take the anger. I still put Emerald's Weapon from Final Fantasy VII on the top of the list, and there are reasons.
Yes, and we spoke about this like a couple of times, and I agree with that. I mean, that was the listing I did as well.
It's cliche, but there's a reason it's cliche.
Yes.
One, the prep to fight him is enormous, and there's only a couple ways to fight him.
Yes.
One is to locate a underwater materia.
And there's only one way you can get that.
Yes.
And to get that, you have to morph a ghost ship into a guidebook by using the morph materia, which does minimal damage. Take it to a guy in Calm Town, and he gives you the underwater material.
And the second is you can do the fight, but you only have about 20 minutes, and the fight usually takes about 15.
Well, if you have the underwater materia, there's no timer.
Yes. But this is the second strategy.
Yes.
If you don't have the water.
Yes.
With no matter what strategy you have, you need to have your character pretty much maxed up. You need to have some decent materia on you, but not too much, because
Yes.
you have an attack that is based on how many materia is equipped to all of your characters.
Yes, it's called the Air Tram Stomp, or Air Tram Storm, because it's materia spelled backwards.
Yes, and it will one-shot you if you have too many.
Well, what it does is it does 1,101 damage for every materia that you have on a person. So if you have 9, then it's a guaranteed kill.
Your max health is 9,999.
Yes, I actually discovered something as well. You know the 7777 bonus.
I think so, with Kate Sith.
Well, no. Basically, what it is if you have at any point 7,777 health, your character will do a constant string of attacks against the opponent. uninterrupted in the aim of like defeating them.
No, I did not know that. That is actually something really nice to know, though.
That happened to me when I was recording. It still wasn't enough to defeat it.
No, it's got. I don't know the exact number, but it's got like in the millions.
You are looking at millions of health.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a reason why I put him up at the top. I almost didn't.
Well, when it was going on, I was torn between that and Ruby Weapon.
There's a lot of people who were, but there is a decent trick to make Ruby Weapon a little easier.
Yes.
And there are no tricks for Emerald.
No.
I'm sorry, people would disagree with me. I am sorry you don't, but it's just let me point out the fact I had several people agree with me.
Yes, and I was the one who did the listing, and also I have beaten both Emerald and Ruby Weapon the legitimate way. I say that because I used a modified save file to beat Emerald Weapon.
Yeah.
Like I to the point that I had to get to the boss fight in a certain way, otherwise I broke the save. Because I sequence broke the save file.
You know, modding games.
Yes.
You know, way of playing the game.
Basically, I modded the characters to have max stats.
Yeah.
Which actually made it harder for me to lose against the boss. But to have max stats, like, in a normal game, you wouldn't have that.
No. So, like, we legitimately made it look easier than it actually is.
Yeah, like, I have played the boss fight legitimately with max health, max level, like some master materia, and I still had to do it about like 20 times before I could actually secure a win. And before people start saying just do Knights of the Round like W summon, no, that does work, but if you later on it opens up gun ports, and 2 of them will drain your MP. And they drain it a lot.
Yeah, you don't want to. If you try cheesing your way through that fight, you're gonna end up suffering for it.
Yeah, you have to prepare. You have to have the likes of final attack revive or final attack phoenix, because you're gonna die. But the more you're putting your prep in your materia, the more you have trouble with dealing with the air tramp stomp.
Yeah.
And suddenly, that's where the problem comes in, is that it's very good at doing a lot of damage to a lot of people very quickly.
The only entry I almost put above it, and the reason I almost did it was because I didn't realize there was a patch for this, was the Lich King from World of Warcraft.
I can understand why.
Pre-patch, he could wipe a 30-man team out.
Yes, I had heard that there was a lot of difficulty. I mean, I actually beat the Lich King solo, but I was using a character that was stupidly over-leveled for the boss.
It was probably also post-patch.
Oh yeah, well the thing is that I was doing it when it was, let me think, it must have been like 2 or 3 DLCs later.
Yeah.
And one of the things in World of Warcraft is when they do new DLC, the thresholds they have for the stats are stupid. Like, a top tier bit of equipment for like, I think it was like Wrath of the Lich King gave you like a few hundred extra stats. In the next update, it was like 1,000 for like bottom tier armor. It's like, that's insane.
It gets to the point where the common armor is getting better than the
it was literally that. Like the legendary raid armor that you got from like pre-DLC. Next DLC, it was beaten out by the next green bit of armor, which was just uncommon.
It's so stupid.
It was ridiculous. Like, you'd go into the new area, just like, I am struggling with all this lovely equipment. Get the new equipment. You just go back into a previous area. You can walk through it.
Yeah.
Like, I've beaten raid bosses that way.
Yeah.
Right, but we've gone off on so many tangents, we've barely spoken about the game.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm quite happy we have, because it's 47 minutes into the video by this point, and we've still kept going.
Well, let's point out the fact that as much as how good the game is, And oh god, my site is lagging. Crappy internet. There's one issue. There's a couple issues. So I had to change the subject because there's not much else to talk about.
Oh,
Dude!
I had to interrupt that because that was.
No, I'm not angry. I'm laughing at that.
I completely forgot that was in it.
So yeah, half of China cringed again.
Well, here's the thing. I told you before we started this that this has a weird sense of humour.
Oh yeah, I can see why.
Yeah. Like, it's a cross between, like I told you before, it's a cross between trying to have a really, like, serious story of, like, trying to save your people, but
and
also
the
it's got...
shows up.
Yeah, and it's trying to do the Devil May Cry, but with a darker story. But Devil May Cry is a comedic game.
It's always been a comedic game. It's always meant to be, but this is not. The story's dark, but the gameplay, like the fighting style, is actually humorous for some reason.
I know, and that's the thing, is that like the tone's all over the place. Like there's moments where you're just sort of looking, oh hey, here's a story about a girl with a crossbow who watched her mother die at the hands of the strange winged person. Spoiler.
Yeah. I'll probably get.
But yeah, and then another point, we've got, hey, I just cut your nuts off.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this game has a strange. It's not bad, but I think it suffered from what I'd call launch title, the launch title curse, where it was trying to showcase new things. But it didn't quite refine them properly. It didn't really think about what it was doing. Oh. Hello, you still there? Gonna pause the video for a moment. I think I may have lost my guest or my co-host. Well, it's just me for now, so... Hello, folks. I might edit this bit out. We're just going to wait here for a little bit to see if he comes back. I'm guessing that his internet has probably died. Better make sure this is still recording. Yep, still recording. You see, this is why I bring guests in on this. It's more fun when there's other people involved.
I'm back. I'm sorry. Internet completely took a shit.
That's okay. I kept that in, but I might edit it out.
If you want to keep it in, that's fine. It'd probably be entertaining. Yeah, internet completely shit itself. I actually ended up. We have 3 different internets. We have our normal internet, and we have 5G 1 and 5G 2. So.
Finally.
It's just basically the router pushing the internet. The other 2 are just the router. I don't know. I can't remember if it's the router or the modem, but someone in the comments will tell me about it.
And to be fair, I barely get any viewers, so people in the comments probably won't say much. And now I've said that, there's going to be someone in the comments who's going to complain about it.
To all of Blacken subscribers, we do care about you.
Yes, all 3 of you.
You have about 390.
Well, there's a 3 in there.
Not that bad. Yeah, there's a 3 in there. It's
Well,
300.
I actually checked it today. It was 349 at the point of recording.
Yeah. Okay, so I was 50 off.
I'm still getting viewers on some of my older stuff, which is like from about 4 years ago.
Mm.
The main one being Pokeslender. Actually, no, Pokeslender 2.
I forgot that was a thing. I forgot Pokeslender was a game.
Yeah, well, Pokeslender 2. I think the only reason people watch that is because I think my channel's got the only instance of the ending.
The game's wicked difficult from what I hear.
It is. it is quite difficult to finish. I actually did 2 series on it. One just playing it, and one actually finishing it.
Yeah.
But like I've checked YouTube several times. There is no other recorded footage of the ending.
It's ironic. It sounds like a independent game. It's an indie.
Oh yeah, it's
Sounds
definitely
like,
an indie
so.
game. I don't think you can even get it anymore.
No, Nintendo probably claimed copy right on it.
Yeah, they did that for one of my
Oh.
favourite Minecraft games, Pixelmon.
Had your playtime. It's kind
Really? They claim copyright? Nintendo's very...
They're very funny about that.
Because they'll let you... They don't mind people posting videos. So that's actually fairly interesting.
The thing is that but the thing is, it's different when it comes to actual games based on their properties. Like they issue cease and desist a lot.
Pixelmon's on the Switch.
Is it?
Yes.
Pixelmon was a Minecraft mod.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, they have a game that's similar to it on the Switch.
I think this is me double checking that the music volume's down.
Yeah, we don't want to get copyright.
Well, I certainly try to do that in as many videos as I can. Although the latest Penumbra one I did, spoiler warning.
You can't.
No, you can't.
No, you can't take the music off. Nintendo games are the same way. You really can't turn the music off.
Well, certainly some of the older games that you come across, like they didn't have separate audio settings.
No, they didn't. It was all the music was included in the
Yeah, it was included.
gameplay audio.
Yeah. So it just proved kind of like, hey, we've got audio. That might be sometimes viewers who watch this and watch Tut's channel. That's why sometimes the music isn't actually in the video, or there's no sound. There's no sound in the video. It's because we couldn't separate
avoiding
it.
copyright.
Yeah.
We have no choice.
Well, the thing is that like sometimes we can't separate the music from the audio. So generally, the safest thing to do is just to remove the audio.
Yeah, which unfortunately means, I mean, Tats has a way of fixing. Tats has a way of doing other things. She'll actually put some extra stuff in it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've heard some of the stuff she does. Like she's like really talented
really good
with that
at
stuff.
matching it out, matching it up that nobody will notice.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some of the stuff that she does. Like it's absolutely amazing how she manages to do that.
She has a lot of time on her hands. She has a little more time than I do because unfortunately I actually have stuff I have to get out. Like I have stuff I have to do outside the house.
Whereas I don't because I don't work at the time of recording.
Yeah, at the time of the recording, give him a little while. I'm pretty sure he's searching.
Well, I'm aiming to get back into work, but I'm dealing with some issues, which I think I've indicated before prior videos.
Let's point out the fact that. Do you mind if I talk about it? I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, go for it. I don't mind.
All right, so Blacken and I are both two people who have autism.
Yes.
So things are really difficult for us, and sometimes we have to deal with personal issues over our fun.
Oh yes, I mean, as far as my autism goes, it's very mild Asperger's. Like I'm technically classified as a high-functioning autistic.
High-functioning.
because the issues that we have don't inhibit our everyday life. Well, to any significant degree.
No, you're like it's mainly our way. The way we think is a bit different.
Yes.
We empathize. Despite what a lot of people say, we do have empathy.
Yes.
It's just different.
I mean, people have described me specifically as like one of the most empathic people they've come across.
Mm-hmm. I'm very empathic. I'm very empathetic. Empathic's the psychic word for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the things I've learned about people, they think I'm psychic.
Yeah, people say the same thing for me.
You see, it's really creepy how similar we are.
Yes.
As we said at the start of the video.
We legitimately look to each other, and we still have this. It's basically like a small argument. We can't tell if I'm the American version of him or he's the British version of me.
I mean, if we were to go by age, then technically, like Azul would be
I'm the American version.
The American version of me, but like it is really weird.
Yeah, and it actually is what sparked our friendship. It was how similar we
Yeah.
were.
Like we we get each other really easily because we are similar.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering
Oh,
that
yeah.
you joined the team not long after I did.
No, I was about what, a month, maybe 2 after you.
Yeah. Like I joined,
Oh.
I think it was around September, November last year, and you was still last year.
January. No, it was. I was in the background when I was secretly doing a trial. I was basically doing a trial with the top hardest bosses. I am credited for it for
Yes,
listing
yes.
advisor.
Yes, you're in the credits.
But at the time, I was not part of the team when I made it. It
Ah,
was
right.
basically my project that put me on the team.
Hold on tight.
I don't think it matters me saying that anymore.
Well, no,
I'm not gonna lose anything over it. And I
well,
know
at the end of the day, like you're a member of the team, and regardless of like the position that you was in when that was going on, like you're a member of the team. You're at the moment the team's advisor.
Oh yeah, and let me point out the fact I love the job. I do.
As do I. I
But
mean,
at the same time,
yes.
at the same time, I spent 6 hours a day staring at my computer screen,
Yeah.
watching boss fights and looking on wikis, and I didn't game at all that week. I was so sick of gaming.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that sometimes. Like when I first joined the team, I actually went absolutely ballistic with recording. I actually did 5 videos in a week. Like I'm not joking there. I went absolutely nuts
Yeah.
with doing videos. But I mean, I've slowed down. I tend to do like 1 a week now, which
Yeah.
like, I mean, even the bosses even the bosses have said that like it's a lot.
Yeah, like I don't record, but I do know because I've seen Tats do this, because Tats and I tend to talk a lot. It really involves a good amount of time with editing, making sure audio is okay, making sure the quality doesn't shit itself.
I mean, you watched my editing like a few days ago.
I saw you. Yeah, a couple days ago, I saw your Penumbra editing.
When I was doing one of the Penumbra videos, you was watching my editing
It was
process.
Jerks. Yeah, we were doing Jerks.
Yeah.
One of our upcoming videos, Jerks and Games. Look forward to that. And you don't use the same. I know you don't use the same recording program as Tats does.
No, I mean,
very much.
it's
a simpler program.
Well, I mean,
Tats uses Source.
Well, I mean, I've said it before on this channel, but I use OBS. I used to use Audacity for doing like verbal audio, but I don't do that anymore. I use OBS for that, and I use the now debunked Windows Movie Maker for my editing. You can't get that anymore.
Nope.
So I'm going to be looking at.
You're gonna have to get a new recording for.
Well, that's the thing. Is that I want to look at free recording software that I can use, because not recording, editing software, because there'll be a time when I can't use Movie Maker anymore. And,
No, yeah, exactly.
And I intend to like keep working for the team for the long haul, so I want to get something in place for when Movie Maker like dies on me.
Yeah, we're team members who have no intentions of leaving the team.
Oh yeah, like I mean, I don't know if I've like said this often, but joining the team has been one of the greatest things I've done. Like it's been really good for growing my confidence, really good for like getting me to like work with people, really good at getting my
life, yeah.
Getting my social anxiety under control. It's been really good for my recovery.
So Blacken knows my situation,
Yes.
and I might as well let the rest of the world know it. So before I joined Tat's team, I was taking care of a very sick woman. If you don't mind, do you mind if I tell the story?
You can tell the story. I mean, we've got about 13 minutes left of the video, so we've got
I know
time.
you haven't paid much attention to the video game. I am sorry, but it's just.
No, well, no, it's more just a
ran
case
out
of
topics.
I just don't want to end up going too far over time.
Yeah. No, it won't be as long. It's not going to be like a 13-minute story. It's going to be like a 2-minute story.
And now people are going to say you're an asshole for not letting him talk.
So people, this is the first time I've ever been recording or done anything for YouTube. So
it won't be the last. I'm going to get this guy back on. Like I am loving working with this guy.
He seems to be enjoying this. So I was taking care of a very sick woman who had COPD, and you know, she was on the basic edge of her life. I had to move from where I lived in Seattle down to another town where she was living in, and I became her caregiver. At that time, I had around the 8-9 month mark, I joined Tat's fan server, and Tat started talking to me. Unfortunately, a couple months later, the person I was taking care of passed away, and I was in a complete depression and pretty much I was pretty much out of reality for a little while.
Yeah, I distinctly remember that because I think we were sort of idly talking at the time.
I took a week hiatus from Discord. Yeah. I appreciate everything Tats did because Tats actually was there for me. And everybody who hears this, praise Tats for this. Because when I found my friend, the woman I was taking care of, Tats was on call with me until the police arrived.
And that says something about the character that she is. It's amazing.
Yes. So, I say again, I'm not trying to move the topic off of Blacken's channel. That's not my intention.
Oh, don't worry. Like, this is just fun stuff. This is also part of, like, draw people to Touch channel as well.
Yeah. Go to Tat's channel, subscribe.
I leave a link in the description of all my videos since.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a YouTube channel, I'll put your link in the description on this as well.
I do have a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
I comment, but I don't have anything on it, and I don't really have any intention to put anything on it yet.
Well, I mean, I'll put it in the description.
Yeah, put it in the description.
Just for giggles.
There's nothing on there.
Come to see the nothing. We also noticed that I'm upside down now.
Yes. I really don't like mechanics that put you upside down.
I don't think it actually changes the controls.
No, but it's a bit. It's more the disorientation.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It can be a bit disorientating. Just sort of hanging upside down.
There are a couple games. I think 1 or 2 Tomb Raider games have done it.
It wouldn't surprise me. Like, that seems to be par for the course with that kind of thing.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider remake did it whenever you get caught in a foot trap. Or one of those rope traps. It puts you upside down, you have to shoot the enemies and shoot the lock.
They did it in Dead Space. No, sorry, Dead Space 2, I think it was.
It was 2.
Yeah.
It did it with several things, because there was the giant necromorph on the train.
That's the bit I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I didn't like. There's also the final boss of the first game actually did it too when it grabbed you.
Oh yes, I remember that now.
Yep. This is why they hired me.
Yeah. Well, the funny, I have a vast history with games, so generally generally requires prompting for me to remember it. Whereas Azul has he has a vast history with games, but he looks up a lot of stuff. Like even before we started doing this, like he looked this up.
Tats has one of the things Tats does for fun is she tests us.
Yes.
On our gaming knowledge. I could tell a character from Banjo-Kazooie just from the sound they made.
I do remember pulling out the Second Sight as a game.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one that few people seem to remember.
Second Sight.
It's a game where you play as like someone with psychic abilities. It's
I've heard of it.
It looks like the same sort of graphical style as Time Splitters.
Yeah, I have heard of it. Yeah, I know what game you're talking about.
I love that game.
I've not played it. I've never played it myself. But let's just point out the fact, I was maybe 14 or 15 when my mom let me actually start playing games like that.
I think that was a game you would enjoy. It's a little bit flaky at times, but the psychic mechanics are really well made.
On.
Oh, cover shooters.
You may want to cut that a little bit. I had people saying bye to me.
That's okay. I don't think it came through.
No, I don't think so either. I had to whisper it. Why are they putting their arrows in explosive barrels?
Yeah, well they're not. It's just that those are just explosive barrels just in the area, and they just decide to hide by them. You know,
no.
kind of like Half-Life.
Really close, like if you look close.
They're fireworks.
Oh, they're fireworks. Okay, they look like arrows. Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, they're basically just like
Who's the idiot storing their room?
Yeah, they're just like rockets, like old style firework rockets.
You think it would have been more useful to use those to fire arrows? Yes, the arrows.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But they...
To be honest, I wouldn't know. I'm not someone who's actually done archery.
I have.
I should rephrase. I did archery in middle school. That was about the only time I did it.
I did archery in college for a few months before it started knackering my muscles.
Yeah, I don't have the strength to do that. I'm very muscle-wise, I'm not strong.
Yeah, I mean neither am I. And I kind of discovered that because my arm muscles were aching because of the way you have to operate. And it was only a short bow. Like it wasn't a long bow. Like those things, like forget about it. Those things are about as big as I am. But yeah, I mean I was quite good at it. I was quite accurate with it. I didn't hit anyone. But yeah,
well, that's good because I'm pretty sure you'd have to leave college if you did.
Well, I mean, I got the technique down. Like I could shoot accurately, because I got the technique down. But I just had to stop because like it was hurting my muscles.
Yeah, despite what it looks like, it takes a lot of endurance to pull a bowstring.
Well, the thing is, it takes quite a bit of upper body strength because you're having to pull it, but you're having to pull it in a certain way, and the muscles just aren't generally used to that. I don't know why I'm doing the motion with my hands now because no one can see it.
Yeah. You act like you have face cam on. You really don't.
You have no idea how often I do that. Like when I'm recording and I start like describing something and I'm doing the motions. It's like I don't know why I'm doing this. No one can see it.
So I know like so I'm gonna get back and just talk about the game a little bit because I actually just noticed this. When she turns a wheel, at the end she jumps on it.
Yep.
It's just really ridiculous.
I know it's something that really
unrealistic.
It stood out to me. Like all I could think is that she's sort of doing it to sort of lock it into place. But even that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. Because, and let me point out the fact, I was an avid jumper as a kid. Jumping on something round.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work. You fall.
Like
it's called physics.
I mean, I know they're showing her jumping on the bars themselves, but it doesn't work that way.
If the bars are loose enough, your feet are not going to stick to it.
No. Like
enough for you to jump back off.
Like, despite what happens in Spider-Man, people's feet don't stick to things.
Yeah. And Spider-Man is a special circumstance.
Yes.
He has powers. Your characters are normal people.
Yes. He has the power of whining like a little boy.
Which character?
Oh, take your pick.
Yeah, I'm about to say, they both are whiners.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man. Like, he's my favourite superhero.
Oh, I'm talking about in this game.
Oh yeah, in this, like, both like most of the characters in this are whiny, bubble-blowing babies. There is literally a Hulk-like character in this who is literally a bubble-blowing baby.
Kind of like the, what was it, Android 19 in Dragon Ball Z?
Not quite. More in the sense of he actually acts like a child. Like actually like a 6-year-old. but
Yeah.
he looks like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Character personality interests me so much.
Well, that was the thing. They did personality in this, but they basically just did personality in. Here is their main trait. Like we have creepy, we have main villain, we have emotionally damaged, which is the one we're playing now. We have seductive, and we have baby.
For me, like the one thing you have to realize about a game, this is me spouting my research again, is personality is complex. It is not just a single trope about someone.
Yes.
Personality is several different tropes.
Oh yeah, that's something I like in some of the later games that have come out, where personality has sort of developed into multi-layered personalities rather than just, oh hey, there's the jock. Like play Until Dawn, you'll see what I mean. Where it's just everyone is just a single character trait.
Yeah, and Until Dawn. Oh yeah. A really good game that fleshed out personalities. This is gonna surprise a lot of people. Sly Cooper did it. Everybody had personality tropes, but they were fleshed out really well.
The video ended.
There it goes.
Yeah, the gameplay is finished, and we actually talked. We probably could have talked for 3 hours, and I've actually got videos that are 3 hours.
Well, like I said, when it came to this game, I can't give too much knowledge about it if I don't know too much about it. So
to be fair,
I
mean, I think to be fair, we covered enough of what we needed near the start.
And then we just pretty much did filler.
Well, I mean, the thing is, but that's what this series is about, behind the scenes, is that it goes on about some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, which we covered, some of the stuff that goes on with the team, like your job, my editing, software, and things like that. And then it's just sort of chill out, and it's like, I wanted to turn this into a sort of, hey, here's some of the team members, what they're like outside of the official stuff.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we did. And I think we just indicated that one of us is a mirror image of the other.
So are we pretty much ending this?
Yeah, that's going to end this now. Oh, there's still people here. Why are you still here? The video's finished. Go away.
Guys.
Go away, people. We're done now.
Azul.
Yes, this is Azul, our team advisor. I'm Blackendrose, the relative numpty and gameplay recorder. I look forward to getting this guy back again on another video. I'm sure he'll be happy to come back. Won't you?
Oh, yeah. I'll have to find different pants. Hey, everybody, have a good day.
Take it easy, guys, and have a wonderful whatever it is. Evening, morning, afternoon, solstice, whatever.